When you become a TPT seller, there are so many different milestones that you can look forward to hitting. There are things like a certain amount of followers that you're hoping to gain, a certain amount of products to have in your storefront. One of my favorite milestones that I have hit recently has been reaching $100 in earnings a day on TPT. So I'm not going to act like this is an everyday occurrence, but I will say that it does happen quite often. And there are weeks that it does happen every single day. And then of course there are just certain time frames, if you will, that it's just not realistic for it to happen. So for example, quite recently over holiday break, right now we're in mid-January, but over holiday break, of course, I'm not hitting $100 a day because so many teachers are on break. They're not actively shopping. Regardless, this has been a really exciting milestone to hit because if you think about it, if you hit $100 a day, most days, you're going to be making at least around $1,000 a month, if not more. Of course, it depends on how often you're hitting those $100 a day, but if you were to hit $100 every day during the month, you would be making at least $3,000. So that just gives some food for thought of why that is an exciting milestone to hit, and especially once you do, how badly you want to keep up that momentum. So because I have seen this not just happen on a one-off occurrence, it has happened many times recently, I thought now would be the time to make a video about what I have been doing that I believe has led to seeing this milestone. Something that has really helped me see these consistent sales is actually using TPT's product statistics page. And there are so many really nice features on this. You can see exactly how many times people have viewed your products that you have listed under the page views tab. You can see how many times they've wish listed your items. You can see exactly how many times your product has actually sold. So of course, when I go on this tab, I like to look and see what are my best sellers. And based off of that, then I will try to create product lines or bundles. So once I know what is doing well, that's exactly what I do. Is the second strategy that I think that has really led to these $100 days that I have been seeing is creating the bundles, the product lines. So if I know that something is selling really well, then that tells me that I need to make more of it because there is a demand out there for it. Now, we need to have a moment of truth with each other because if you are anything like me and you are starting your TPT journey, then you are consuming a lot of videos out there of other sellers that you perceive as being successful. And I want to be the person that tells you there are a lot of sellers out there that say very vague statements, and they will say something like, well, I started seeing a lot of increase in my income once I started bundling my products. That is a half truth. It's not a lie that they saw an increase in sales, but what they're not telling you is the behind the scenes effort that went into that and the fact that they were tracking their data to make sure that they were making product lines from products that were selling well. And that is a trap that I fell into when I first started. I saw these sellers say, once I started making bundles, then I really saw my earnings increase. So I took products that were flopping and made bundles out of them, completely wasted my time because they didn't really give the full picture of this, posted these bundles, and of course they never sold. They still have never sold because they were made from products that didn't do well in the first place. So this is me telling you, hopefully you won't have to learn the same hard lesson that I did. Don't make product lines and bundles out of products that are not selling. On my platform is I will tell you exactly the mistakes that I have made, and I will be completely upfront with you that even still I post things that flop. They don't do well. I'm not sure exactly why. They're high quality. The SEO is good. Oftentimes it's one of maybe 5 under 10 products, total on TPT under the category. And honestly, what that leads me to believe is it probably, is a great product in the sense that there's not a lot of competition, but it just might not be high in demand or popular. I always say that the best products are the products that are popular and not a ton of competition out there on the platform. And those are very few and far between to actually land on and find and be able to create and post. So do not beat yourself up if you are posting things and they aren't selling well. It happens to all of us, just not a lot of people I think are willing to share those things, even though to me they're not really failures. That's a sign that you are actively working on it and that you actively are trying to gain data on what is doing well and what is not. Once you find the things that are doing well, that's when you can really cash in. That's when you can start making those product lines and bundles. That leads me to the third thing that I think has really contributed to being able to see the $100 sales days on TPT. And this would be being strategic about my planning. So when I first started, I would just kind of log on my computer and just see where the wind blew me. And that was not a great strategy to have because there was no strategy. Now I have a very clear plan in place on what I do weekly, monthly, and it really helps just being able to actually know what I'm doing so that I'm not wasting an hour just figuring out what I should be doing. And if you're curious about what I do weekly, monthly, etc., I will share the planner that I use. It is the exact one that I use, and I decided to just make it friendly for everyone to use. It is on my TPT storefront, which, by the way, if you haven't already, I have quite a few options on my TPT storefront for sellers. Some of them come at no cost to you and have been quite popular, with a lot of sellers reporting back that it is helping grow their stores. And then there are some paid for products that are just a couple of bucks. So be sure to check those out if you enjoy what I have to say in these videos. My products on my TPT store for TPT sellers are very similar in the sense that I do not hold back. I will shoot it to you straight, and I let you know exactly all that you need to know without holding back or gatekeeping. So whenever I post videos like this, I think it's really interesting in my comments. One of the most popular comments that I get is people want to know where my store is currently standing, how many products I have in my storefront. And I think it's because people feel like, oh, hey, you know, she's seeing these $100 days on TPT. Maybe if I have the same amount of products she has, then I can do that too. Or if I have the same amount of followers, then I can match what she's making. And I do want to tell you up front, I am going to share where my storefront is standing today, so stay tuned. But I do want to say before I do share the stats that, as a quick little disclaimer, it doesn't really matter how many products you have in your store. I would say, and this is no joke, about half of the products that I have in my storefront right now do not sell very well. The other half do, and some sell better than others. So it doesn't really matter about how many products you have in your storefront. I am more than positive that there are people that probably have literally 50 products in their store and do better than me. And there are probably people that have thousands of products in their store and do way worse than I do. So just keep that in mind, that it's not a magic number, and the follower thing is also not a magic number. That's a side story that I will get into, but first I'm gonna share my stats. So right now I have 235 reviews. My store stands at a 4.9 rating. I have 476 followers and 285 products in my store. I am going to say about the 476 followers, I feel like whenever I watch other people's videos and they are doing similarly to how I am, they're having $100 days, they're seeing some success, and they always share that they have at least 1,000 followers, and I'm always like, I have literally less than half of that. But the thing is I've realized that a lot of people take part in things that I think are kind of gimmicky. Do not get too caught up in your follower count or how many products are in your store. You should be mostly concerned about posting products that are super high quality, solving problems for teachers. And as far as the follower thing, do not take part in follow trains, or when people are other sellers and they say, hey, if I check out your store and follow you, can you follow me back? Because they are not authentic buyers. It will hurt you in the long run because you are going to have a ton of followers that you can't sell to. Right now, the followers that I have, the 476 followers, are all authentic. They all have followed me on their own accord. And this gives me great peace of mind that when I send out my notes to followers and things like that, that it's actually authentic marketing for me, because they're people that actually want to purchase from me. Whereas the people that have thousands of followers because they're taking part in TPT follow trains, how many of those are actually authentic people that can purchase from them? And it really skews your numbers. Right now, I'm able to see when I send a note to my followers and then go to my dashboard to see my traffic, how many people actually click through my storefront after getting these notes to followers. That's an actual data piece. Whereas if you have just random followers that are never going to buy from you, it really skews your data. So please don't do that. And if you have, just take this as your sign to stop doing that. You are so much better off having a lower follower count with more people that will actually buy from you rather than thousands that will never actually buy from you. It hurts your store because you cannot gain accurate data from it. So with that being said, we are in mid-January 2026 right now. It is my 3rd year selling on TPT, and I have a couple of goals going into this new year for my storefront. One of which being I really want to increase my email campaigns and my open rates for those. So when you send out an email to people that join your email list, you're able to see how many people actually open those emails, how many people actually click through the links that you include. And I'm really hoping to increase those stats, make them more engaging, post them more frequently, etc. The second goal that I have is I just want to increase my traffic in general to my storefront. So I was really successful with doing that in 2025, which was my 2nd year selling. If you're curious about my 2nd year and how it went, I did just post a video about that, so be sure to check it out. I'll link that in the video description. But again, the goal is to increase the traffic on my storefront because, of course, the thought is the more eyes that you get on the products, the more sales that you can make from it because more people are seeing it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't already, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave in the comments for me if you have any goals for your storefront this year in 2026.